Hey Taurus, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. This is your March reading, guys, the 1st to the 15th. Those of you who are new here, welcome. And those of you returning, welcome back. And to all my personal clients who I know watch these videos. So Taurus, I remember in your previous readings, it was, for the majority of you, I know this through my personal clients as well, you were really trying to let go of a connection that was once really quite special, but the person just wasn't choosing you. They were already involved elsewhere. Although unhappy, it just left you a little bit anxious and these kind of things. So hopefully you've released that now and loving people from afar. And you know what? You're the free one, Taurus. I think that was the message of those readings. You are the free one. They are trapped. And it's up to them to free themselves, and it looked like you've done all you can. So Taurus, let's have a look. What's going down for you? Energies around you, how your healing is going. What's your focus? And what's some possible outcomes for the first 2 weeks of March? Okay, so let's have a look, Taurus. Okay, we're about done there. All right, so look, you're not working on anything. You're not putting work into old situations, Taurus. I think it's all about bring on the new for you temporarily, maybe. You had to let stuff go. All right, you're not waiting around, Taurus. This is your energetic field, all right? So you're no longer a sitting target. You're very easy to hit when you're sitting and standing still. And so for you, you're not waiting around for anything. You realize that, what, the most loving thing I can do to myself is to keep it moving, all right? Opening up to new opportunities, places, people, things, all these kind of stuff. It's great, all right? The challenge is to unstick yourself. And Taurus, it's normal when we have a very deep connection, or we perceive it to be a very deep connection, and, maybe it was. It's hard to free yourself from that, should I, shouldn't I, what's really going down. It's almost like a sense of confusion. So, I think the lesson is, if you have been dealing with people that were a bit confused as to which direction they're going, it's going to spill onto you, Taurus, and it's going to make you feel confused, all right? Despite the fact that maybe you were very clear. The reason why it's all happening, yeah, look, you're freeing yourself, all right? So we've got the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords in the upright would talk about being stuck. It's like a form of incarceration, a self-imposed prison. But, you're freeing yourself and you're not waiting around, even though you might still second guess yourself, have I done the right thing? And there might be an energetic pull back to that particular situation, right? And it's normal, guys, all right? We're human. All right, recent past, all right, this is like a feeling of lack, feeling left out in the cold. And, for those of you that got yourselves involved in situations, and sometimes it's unavoidable, right? There's just this magnetic pull, this soul attraction, these, it's almost like 5D, all your logic goes out the window and you end up in a situation you think, oh my God, what was the reason? What was the lesson? But, it did leave you feeling out in the cold, all right? Taurus, your focus, you're not about reuniting, all right? You don't feel even celebratory about the whole situation, okay? Going into the first 2 weeks of March. You're not about reuniting because it just brings more of the same, and you don't really want to end up in this energy for much longer. The Two of Swords in reverse. It's exhausting, Taurus. Good for you. But see coming towards you, you might not be single, okay? We got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So, like in the upright, the Nine of Pentacles, she's independent, got her shit together, got her ducks in a row, working on her finances, looking good, these kind of things. In reverse, all right, this can go two ways, Taurus. You could feel still codependent to that situation, or you're not going to be single. But we're going to go deeper with this reading and find out really what this is all about. All right, look, your energetic field is brilliant. This is one of healing. This is one of getting over the feeling of betrayal, the perceived betrayal. Not that somebody betrayed you. If they were honest and open, they're still in something. It might be even you betraying yourself of getting involved in the first place. Does that make sense? So, you're wising up, Taurus, that, we're all accountable here. And yeah, I walked into something and it wasn't the best situation for me. Even though it was an amazing connection, it just didn't make me happy, Great realizations, Taurus. reason why it's all happening or outside influences, yes, it was possibly a soulmate. It was a very deep connection, guys. And that's why I really feel for you right now. It's a very deep connection and they're rare connections. But it's only if the other person realizes that depth of connection and is prepared to really sacrifice everything, their stability, their money, in order to follow this. It's, that's what's going down, Taurus. All right, in your fears, you've got judgment. You fear of like deciding. You fear of really letting it go and really being decisive. Is a fear of yours because it's like, I think there's a little bit of what ifs. Even though you don't want to wait around, I think there's still part of you, Taurus, like what if? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. These kind of energies. Just be careful with that, all right? So you're fearing to really judge it as, no, it wasn't right and I'm moving on. Outcome for you, Page of Pentacles. So this is like starting again, but this is starting in a very grounded way. So Taurus, you might be a little bit more discerning after you've gone through this. I'm not saying that this is closed out. Not by far. Soulmates, they can linger in your energy for years, decades, and they can come back around if the other person wises up to that connection, right? So the outcome for you is starting again from the ground up, solid foundations, really asking questions and being discerning. No matter how much you feel connections for people, Taurus, you're going to be very careful because you don't really want to feel this again. The Five of Cups, feeling left out in the cold, feeling like you're at home playing Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You, while the other person is maybe in a miserable relationship, but they're in a warm environment. Does that make sense? Even though they're miserable. It's what they've chosen, right? As opposed to choosing being with you. So your outcome is starting again and asking questions when you meet people. What's your situation? Been there before. I'm not so silly this time. I'm not so stupid. I want to build a solid foundation with somebody. It's good work, Taurus. I like it for you. Easier said than done, guys. I know. And it takes great bravery to do that, right? But you've got to honor yourselves. So Taurus, let's have a look. Let's clarify this now, right? It's like an onion. We need to go a little bit deeper. And this is probably boring for you. You probably heard it all before, especially from me. It's come out in your readings. But, reading to reading, there's small increments of change. So it might be just one card, one tarot card that has turned in the upright from a reverse in the previous reading. Because growth takes time and healing takes time and letting go takes time. You would agree, Taurus, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. But you weren't on that job, Taurus. So, center of the readings, not waiting around. Yeah, because you exhausted yourself. It took a lot from you, Taurus. I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest, all right? And honesty with oneself is the awareness that yes, I lost patience with the situation, and it really took away a lot of my inner strength. All right, and in that particular tarot card, it's an antiquated deck, all right? But it's like a sense of self. You lost part of yourself in that situation. Yeah, look, the challenge is the challenge is to unstick yourself from it. Like the mental fog. It probably would have caused you a lot of mental anxiety. And it's like, it's a challenge to free yourself from, I can't really build in that situation as much as I want to. And I really felt, it seems like a love reading this, guys. I really felt a Two of Cups energy. I really felt like, we were supposed to meet. This was like a destined connection. We really had this spiritual affinity, all right? Yeah, look, you're freeing yourself from anything that's third party, Taurus, like Three of Pentacles here. You're freeing yourself to work with people that want to work with you, someone that's going to, give you the ball to run with, as opposed to, holding the ball, like in English soccer, but they keep the ball in the corner to waste time. You know what I mean? So you're freeing yourself from third-party situations here with the Three of Pentacles, and you're also freeing yourself just to meet people in love, in life, in work, that you can really collaborate with and build something. Recent past, yeah, look, You weren't nurtured by the situation, or you didn't feel nurtured. You didn't feel that you could nurture it because there's always part of you that felt left out in the cold. But I don't want to focus on the past, all right? Enough of that, Taurus. It's about forward movement. Your focus, all right? Just watch out. First couple of weeks of March, you might fluctuate between don't want to reunite, still a little bit of hope, I'd like to reunite, So there's this like push pull with your emotions, and just be patient with yourself. It's very normal if the connection was that strong, all right? So be patient. All right, what you don't see coming towards you is you might actually feel still, Taurus, all right? And I'm all about keeping it real on Modern Tarot. I don't sell dreams on this channel, all right? It's all about personal growth and healing. But, just watch out. Your thoughts around, you might still be a little bit codependent to this situation. And you might not, you're not fully healed from it, okay? And let's be honest, you're not fully healed from that situation. It might have done a little bit of a number on you because of the strength of the connection, right? Yeah, two of cups, outside influences, two of cups, but you've lost hope in the situation. All right. You're fearing to really make that final call. Last orders at the bar, final call. Now boarding at gate 609, flight to Never Never Land. You're fearing to cut it out because there's part of you that thinks it might come around again. It might come around again. And then there's times that, I don't want to reunite. And it might come around again, So it's the heads up and just say, watch out. You're going to have fluctuations, for the first couple of weeks of March that, don't want to reunite. I'd love to reunite. Okay. And you might still be a little bit codependent to that situation. And even though because you haven't healed from it, even though you've lost hope, in a soulmate connection, all right? But, soulmate connections, they don't die instantly, they part of them stays with you forever, for good or bad, all right? Well, they're karmic, but, the energy is very strong in those kind of connections. The way they work out is you would never forget those people, whereas you could go out to a party and meet somebody, have a great time, be intimate with them physically and all this kind of thing, but later on down the line, you can't even remember their face. But, soulmates, they linger in your energy for a long, long time, okay? Especially energetically. So, be patient with yourselves. Okay, look, the outcome for you is a brand new start, okay? And you're slowly, Page of Pentacles, he's on foot, right? With a pentacle. So he's not a knight, he's not on a horse. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. You're on foot here. You're slowly walking away, okay? Even though there's part of you there's a little bit of dissonance there, cognitive dissonance, emotional dissonance. Dissonance is the word, right? Cognitive dissonance and emotional dissonance. Well, you're really not sure how to feel about it. One day you want to reunite and hope you come back together, and other times it's like, nah, I don't want to go through that again. All right, but you know what? It's very normal. Okay, so be really patient with yourselves the first couple of weeks of March. If it is about love, Taurus, and it seems to be very much a love reading, it seems to be, taking over a lot of your energetic field, if you like. Oh, sorry, I didn't clarify that. Your energetic field is one of getting over the feeling of betrayal, perceived betrayal. And I suppose, look, it would feel like a betrayal if you've met someone that's already in a miserable relationship and they haven't done anything about moving forward with you. You would see that as a betrayal. Yeah, so we've got your energetic field is one of moving on and moving away from, those feelings of betrayal and left out in the cold, all right? In a situation that you kind of didn't want to nurture anymore, or somebody wasn't really nurturing it the way they should in honor of, just a beautiful Two of Cups connection, all right? So if it is about love, all right, some advice, all right, for you, Taurus, the first couple of weeks of March. This is not a personal reading, guys, all right? Just take what resonates, leave the rest behind, It's a reading for the mass public, okay? But let's have a look. Some advice around love, all right? If it is about love, Taurus, what do you need to know right now? Love yourself first, And this is the outcome for you. This is like slowly moving away. I feel the strength of that connection. I have lost hope in it. Some days I feel like reuniting, other days I wish it would come back around, other days I ain't going there because it just brought me pain. And I even stopped nurturing myself, you know, these kind of things. You might have stopped, doing things that you were once passionate about because you were, in that state of, you know, being left out in the cold, Taurus. And you're beautiful people, you're sensual people, you love food, right? But, Taurus people are beautiful, sensual people, and, you need to feel that nurturance, okay? So so there's parts of you, it might be a month of mixed emotions, Taurus, all right? Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So you might spend the month of, loving yourself first, wanting to leave the situation. Wouldn't it be great if we could just get back together and spend some time away and really reinstill the passion or, rediscover that connection? But it looks like ultimately you are walking away. It seems that it's the right thing to do for your self-worth and self-love right now. So positive message, empathize. Instead of judging or gossiping, empathize with this person. Try to see their point of view. Choose only to see through love. So, you're getting over, perceived betrayal, okay? I'm going to use that terminology. But empathize with the fact that this person wasn't strong enough to choose a beautiful connection like this over maybe living in misery with somebody else because of money or whatever. And also empathize with yourself, Taurus. Instead of judging yourself or, try to see through love that, what, I felt this, I'm capable of loving on a deep level. So empathize with yourself that, what, I'm a loving person, all right? Just didn't work out for me in this particular situation for now. And I use that word, loosely, for now, because who's to say that, this is only a 2-week reading, right? And things can change. What's that saying? Is it twisting on a dime or whatever? Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And so the outcome for you, Taurus, is, you're slowly moving away and slowly believing in abundance for yourself. And sometimes we can actually block reuniting with people, or especially, getting together with soulmates, if you believe in this stuff, guys, all right? It's not for everybody. But, we can actually block that by wanting it too much, by being codependent to that fact. It's an energetic repellent, if you like. And so the way that we can manifest this kind of thing back into our lives in a different form with the same feelings is by moving forward, moving away. They say the greatest revenge is living well. It's not about revenge with a soulmate. It really is about, okay, you're tied up right now. I love myself enough. I'm going to move forward. And, maybe one day we might reunite. And that way, there's no resentment. So when you do come back together, hey, where did you go? I really felt this for you, blah, blah, blah. But I realized you were in a situation and, I did me. And that's what I want you to do, Taurus. Just do you. So one more, a message about this situation, all right? But it still seems like it's lingering in your energetic field and it's completely normal. No judgment here on Modern Tarot. It's depth, right? And when you have those deep connections, it takes ages to let go of them or for them to let go of you, Let's have a look, Taurus. One of these. I want you to move on. I don't want to repeat things. Is this you or is this the other person? Or maybe you want them to move on into their miserable life that they were living. Move on with that. I'm free now. I love you, but it's safer for me to love you from a distance, if that makes sense. One of these, Taurus, what might you need to pay attention to or think about as a mantra, if you like? The first 2 weeks of March. Good reading, though. Good for you. I mean, I think it's like you've really chosen yourself, Taurus, and not out of a place of malice or revenge, just out of a place of, what, I'm tired of feeling left out in the cold. The mind, openness, flexibility, imagination, learning. All right, so, it might be very much a bit of a spiritual adventure for you, okay? those of you that meditate, great. But you might go through some kind of awakening, in the first 2 weeks of March, all right, which is really going to shed some light on this situation. What might you need to know? This is just to leave you guys with a positive message. Seems like a bit of a repetitive reading, guys. Apologies for that. But you know what? Healing takes time. Things take time. You're getting there. You're slowly moving on, Taurus, into abundance, I might add. Letting go of, the feelings of betrayal and heartbreak, and I guess becoming more discerning. Forgive. Whether in person or in your mind, forgive and move forward. The only person you're hurting by holding on to any resentment is yourself, Taurus. Don't resent this person. They were maybe a little bit too weak to choose this and to choose you. They're stuck. Doesn't mean to say that you got to be stuck also. Okay, so love them from a distance and keep it moving and moving into abundance, and you live to fight another day, Taurus. If you're a song for the first 2 weeks of March, all right, lyrics might mean something, the band might mean something, the melody might evoke certain emotions. And this deck works in really funny ways. A lot of my personal clients have come back to me and said, it's funny because in that song was the person's surname, I think the song was If I Were a Carpenter by Robert Plant. Okay, Wildwood by Paul Weller. Really cool. He was like they used to call him the mod father, but Paul Weller was, really big in the mod world. Wildwood is a beautiful song. It's very acoustic. If it's not your genre, it doesn't matter. Give it one listen to. But you'll find your way out of the Wildwood, Taurus, okay? Well, so I want to leave you with one of these, actually. One of these, something to think about, a little mantra to take forward into the first couple of weeks of March. But it looks like you're doing a brave thing. You're choosing yourself despite the strength of the connection. So it's loving them from afar, freeing yourself up, which can actually bring people back. It sounds counterproductive, right? In stillness, I receive. It just reiterates what I said, guys. It's about let it go. Love people from a distance. If it's a soulmate and it's meant to be, they will come back. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's meant to be. I guess that's pretty apt for your situation right now, Taurus. So look, good luck with that, all right? Amazing work on your behalf. If you've chosen yourself and you're no longer prepared to be an option, you are a choice, Taurus. Turn the Queen of Pentacles upright, nurture yourself, focus on your coin, focus on living well, earthly pleasures, nice glass of wine, dress nicely, go to nice venues and this kind of thing. And in the meantime, your soulmate is out there, maybe missing you too. But they've got to free themselves up in order to be with you, as opposed to keeping you trapped in, as a cellmate, not a soulmate. Do you know what I mean? So, good work on your behalf. If you like the content, guys, please like, share, or subscribe. It means I can continue to do this for free for you. In the meantime, if you want a personal reading, you can reach out through moderntarot.net directly or browse the YouTube Modern Tarot store. Reach out for a personal reading. I'll do my best to help you. In the meantime, Taurus, great work. Keep going. You are slowly moving away and moving into abundance here. Okay. Just expect that, you might have feelings of, yeah, I want to reunite. No, I don't want to reunite. You might have a little bit of to and fro with your emotions throughout the first couple of weeks, but just be patient with yourself, because you are actually moving on and moving away from perceived deception, guys. All right, Taurus, take it easy, and I'll see you back here for your mid-month readings. Take care now. Bye.